The internet is used for many things, most notably the spread of information. Due to the ambiguity of users and often unverifiable claims they make, creepy stories often turn from fiction to fact as they are passed on from person to person. From Reddit posts to creepypastas to hoax Twitter accounts and everything in between, the internet has been used to spawn many freaky urban legends over the years. In this video, we take a look at 9 of the creepiest. The Rake is a classic internet monster, one of several originating from fictional online horror stories known as creepypasta. This bony humanoid creature wanders about on all fours and lives within the depths of America's woodland, most notably around areas of Idaho and New York State. People have reported sightings of this ghastly looking creature, but very little evidence of its existence has ever been found. What's more, it is said that any reports filed on this creature disappear or are mysteriously destroyed in freak accidents. Documentation of Rake sightings span from the 12th century all the way up to present day. In the original creepypasta story, a reporter is collecting information on the Rake from a variety of sources. Most chilling is the account of a young woman who lost her husband and daughter to the beast. She spoke of its appearance as she awoke to see it sitting on the foot of her bed, mentioning it appeared to resemble a large hairless dog sitting in a twisted, almost human-like position. From the mind of Twitter user Adam Ellis came 2017's most viral internet horror phenomenon. Ellis began updating his Twitter account regularly with posts about strange and unexplainable occurrences within his apartment. Ellis spoke of a ghostly child with a misshapen head who haunted him in his dreams. Ellis was an illustrator by trade and so would sketch images of the child and post them to give a clearer idea of what he was seeing. As time went by, the ghost was revealed to be known as Dear David. Adam learned his misshapen head was a result of an accident involving a fallen shelf. After this interaction, Adam began seeing David within his apartment while awake. He felt almost as if he was going mad, glimpsing the ghostly child from time to time and often hearing disturbing noises coming from his hallway and attic space. Adam's account of a haunting of David spread like wildfire, and many believed it to be true. While it has since been confirmed as a hoax, the original tweets and accompanying images made for a genuinely creepy read. Candle Cove is one of the most successful creepypasta stories ever written, simply because it's very convincing and feels eerily plausible while reading. The story was written by Chris Straub in 2009 and originated from a web forum called Net Nostalgia, where a group of users began discussing an old puppet-themed pirate show they watched as kids called Candle Cove. While most of the cast were puppets, the main protagonist was a young girl called Janice. As the users passed messages back and forth, their fond memories of the show began to sour as they reminded each other of more and more forgotten details. Creepy elements of the show their minds had blanked out, such as a skeleton pirate known as Skin Taker, who spent an entire episode torturing Janice and her puppet crew. The Skin Taker wore garments tailored from the skin of his child victims. The more and more the posters of this message board recalled the show, the more they realised they all had slightly different recollections of how events had played out, as if the show had the ability to haunt each individual viewer differently. Eventually, one user said he had visited his mother to ask if she remembered him watching the show as a kid. Her response was chilling. The mother confessed to worrying about her son's behaviour as a child because whenever Candle Cove was on TV, she could only see static on the screen. It's easy to look at this infamous image and instantly tell why Smile Dog terrified so many readers when the original story circulated online back in 2008. While its precise origin is unknown, most believe the tale was born on the notorious internet message board 4chan. So what is Smile Dog? Well, it is this image, a husky dog with a scarily unnatural smile on its face and a human hand extending from the darkness to the left of the frame. To be clear, the original image smile.jpg no longer exists on the internet. It is said that great anxiety, nausea, and eventually insanity occurs within the mind of anyone who views the photograph. Once somebody has gazed upon Smile Dog, they are met with epileptic fits, during which time visions of a demonic mutt flash before their eyes. The only way to rid oneself of Smile Dog is via communication with the beast directly while sleeping. Smile Dog is said to visit the victim's dreams and task them with spreading its image to fresh minds. Once they have done this, the seizures and visions subside and the victim is freed. Creepiest of all, rumour has it that the original smile.jpg image was of the devil himself. One of the most iconic internet horrors is surely Jeffrey Woods, aka Jeff the Killer. Originating from a popular creepypasta story, Jeff stands roughly 6 feet tall and has an extremely pale complexion, Richter's grin, and burnt off eyelids. His image is pure nightmare fuel for sure. He stalks the streets at night looking for random victims in his skinny jeans and a blood-stained sweater. It is said Jeff smiles in such a horrifying way because he is in a constant state of joy from the sadistic pleasure he gains from mutilating his victims. Imagine waking up to see this face staring through your window at night, knowing his true intentions. Another killer urban legend who rose to internet popularity in recent years is a character known as Eyeless Jack. In many ways, Eyeless Jack is far creepier than Jeff the Killer, as his motives are more cold-blooded and calculated. He wears a blue mask, which covers his face and hides his black, empty eye sockets. Black goo is said to pour from the holes where his eyes once were, dribbling down the sides of his mask. Eyeless Jack is said to use stealth and cunning to stalk his prey, hiding in the shadows and waiting for them to fall asleep before removing their organs to feast on. In the original story, a man wakes up to discover his kidney is missing, and later finds Jack feasting upon it. So not only is Eyeless Jack cannibalistic, he also, despite his lack of sight, has expert surgical knowledge and full awareness of the human anatomy. A creation of horror artist Trevor Henderson, Siren Head has become an internet phenomenon due in part to its mysterious lore and iconic look. Standing 40 feet tall with a skeleton humanoid build and a pair of speakers attached to its head, Siren Head is able to seamlessly blend into the forest around him. It is within the forest land and rural areas of Northern America that Siren Head is said to reside as it waits for its next victim to pass nearby. The Siren Head uses garbled radio signals and the screams of his prior victims to lure in his prey. Explorers investigating these distress calls wander right into Siren Head's trap, and their death cries become his next bait. Despite standing still for days on end, Siren Head is said to move incredibly fast when it needs to, and therefore is almost impossible to escape from. The origin of Siren Head is unknown. Many believe it is an alien lifeform from another dimension, as it was documented in cave paintings that predated its technology by hundreds of years. Many people have a fear of clowns, and that is likely why Laughing Jack became such an infamous and menacing urban legend online. Like many of today's examples, Jack originated from a creepypasta and then developed his own fandoms thereafter. He began his life as a jack-in-the-box clown, with his personality reflecting that of his owner. Unfortunately, one of Jack's owners, a boy named Isaac Grossman, grew up to become a serial killer, and so naturally, Laughing Jack became tainted by his owner's actions. Jack's first murder was in fact his owner Isaac, who he tortured as revenge for his insidious influence. Over the years, Laughing Jack developed his magical abilities and eventually gained the ability to teleport and use telekinesis on his victims. Said victims are usually lonely and neglected children who seek an imaginary friend. Laughing Jack will appear to play the role, befriending these unfortunate kids before ultimately killing them. The original urban legend, Slender Man began as a few photoshopped images in 2009 and then quickly became one of the most viral horror sensations of all time. Video games, art, stories, and even a Hollywood movie have all been made based around this freakishly tall figure who stands dressed in a suit with a featureless face. Slender Man mostly stalks his victims in the woods, which are generally teenagers and young children. However, he has been known to venture further afield, according to certain accounts. He is also said to be able to possess people's minds and get them to do his bidding. In addition to this, Slender Man can teleport in order to move through time and space in a supernatural way, and can also cause electrical equipment to malfunction. As time went by, the Slender Man mythos grew and his lore was expanded. A popular YouTube channel called Marble Hornets saw the legend brought to life via a long-running online series. His iconic image and ever-growing lore have helped keep this particular urban legend relevant for over a decade. And that's it for this video looking at 9 freaky urban legends from the internet. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, remember to leave a like on the video, comment down below, and of course subscribe for more horror related content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.